Okay, this is a meeting of the Wellfleet Housing Authority at 11 o'clock. We have a quorum. So we will begin with Richard's minutes of our last meeting that he sent in draft. I'm sorry, I didn't put them up, have them so I could put them on the
I
computer.
read them.
Huh?
I read them.
Okay, me too. I didn't have any corrections. Did you,
Nope.
Gary?
I was going to say I'll move the minutes.
Okay, I will happily second that. All in favor, Gary?
Aye.
Lane? Aye. Richard?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Everybody doing okay with the wind?
Yes.
No
Yes.
problems?
Right.
Okay, next is bills, and that includes rental assistance.
I have 4 bills to submit, and just in the order I wrote them down. The first one is for our website hosting and domain name.
Mhm.
It's to iPage in the amount of $412.19, 41219.
To iPage, Gary?
iPage, capital I page.
Got it.
Richard, I had to, they require a credit card. So I paid it. So
Okay.
I will say that this is for reimbursement to Gary
Okay.
Sorkin for iPage website
Payment.
hosting and name, Wellfleet Affordable Housing. I did speak with Jeff Tash about it, and he said even if we redo our website, we'll still need the name and someplace to host it. And even if we change, we could get a credit back. So he said, go ahead and pay it. And this is for 3 years.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask, how long that is.
So it's approximately $125 a year for the hosting, and then for the domain name is a separate charge. So $412.19 reimbursement for web services.
Okay, I will move that.
I
Richard?
second.
Okay. Any more discussion on that? All in favor? Gary?
Aye.
Elaine? Aye. Richard?
Aye.
I have a bill from CDP for August, and that is for $506.25.
Okay. I move we pay CDP $506.25 for their housing specialist services for August.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Gary?
Aye.
Elaine? Aye.
Aye.
Richard? Aye.
Elaine, I just want to note on the first one, I assume we have to, we don't have a designated account for that, so we'll just take it out of the trust
For the,
for that webpage.
well, it can come out of our regular housing authority budget, or,
Or you mean our administrative account?
yeah.
Okay. Is
Yeah, I
that
think-
what you would, that's what you'd like to take it out of? Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. Good luck.
Um,
What a time to have the financial job, right, Gary? Yeah.
It's interesting. We'll see if you get a check from last time. I sent it. I never heard back from them, Elaine, so.
Yeah, I know.
um,
I'm sure I will eventually.
Right. So I'll take it out of administrative funds. So the CDP money would come out of the technical services account.
The grant.
The
the
grant,
C-
right, exactly.
CPC
Right,
housing specialist, yes.
right. Okay, so are we done with that? 50625.
Yep. We-
The next one I have is for rental assistance. and that's in the amount of $1,447. And that would come out of Housing Now.
And how many people is it right now, Gary? How many households? Three? Okay.
Three, I thought it was three, you think? Richard?
I think
Yeah, that would make sense, about $500 each. Yeah,
it's one is 650 and then 397 and yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
Gary.
yeah,
Yep.
three.
Okay. All right.
All right.
And
And
this
I
is
checked
for-
in with Maggie, there are no wrinkles there.
We'll talk about the next one, but at one point, do we move the person that's on a COVID assistance to regular assistance?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so $1,447 for rental assistance out of the Housing Now account.
That's for September.
That's for October. We do them a month in advance.
I'm sorry, October. Gary, that will tell you what happened to me with August. I don't know where August went,
It's just a blur.
just a blur.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
I'll move, we pay $1,447 in rental assistance for October to come from the Housing Now account. Is there a second?
Second,
Any more discussion on regular rental assistance? All in favor? Gary,
Aye.
Elaine, aye. Richard,
aye.
great.
And the last one I have to submit is the $693.75 to homeless prevention. And that we do on a reimbursement basis, so that's August. COVID assistance.
Okay. I sure wish we could have them pay our regular rental assistance too. That would be so
We-
convenient.
We could, Elaine, we could do that.
We should potentially talk about,
Right, right.
ways to do that. That would certainly,
It's two different grants, so it would have to be two separate, even if we
right,
consolidate the payment, it would still have to be two
right.
different streams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it might be worth talking about with accounting at some point if it was possible. But anyway, I will move $693.75 to Homeless Prevention Council for emergency rental assistance for, that's October also? Or just to reimburse? Yeah.
August, it's a reimbursement.
August. Is there a second?
Second,
Okay, all in favor? Gary,
Aye.
Elaine, aye. Richard,
aye.
okay.
Okay, the only other thing I have, I haven't gone over yet to pick them up, but Elaine, you saw that you said that there were a couple of new donations.
Mhm.
So-
Yep, one was $1,000, which was
Oh,
lovely,
terrific.
from a neighbor. And one was 300 for buttons for having purchased a couple of Sharon's buttons.
Oh, terrific. But I guess my question, Richard, is I also picked up a check for just under $3,000 that I deposited from the receipts from the Housing Now program. But I don't know how to do those thank yous. And did you get the last ones that we deposited to send thank yous?
Okay, let me tell you what I did do. You had sent me, I forget, there were 5 or 6 checks you told me in the drawer.
Right.
I
I
went to
made a
check-
copy, right.
I went to town hall, I got those copies, I sent out those.
Okay,
And that was the last activity I did in terms of what either you or Elaine alerted me to. I take that back. I did that, and then I think Elaine alerted me to 2 more, but via email, and I took care of those. So anything I've been alerted to, I have sent out the thank yous.
Well, just, I don't know if you recall the names, but the two that we had, one was significant at 5,000, and that was Susan Spear. So did we send thank yous for those? Do you remember that name?
All right, yeah, I do, but
Okay,
that,
that's
I
fine.
think I sent that some time ago. Was this a second one? Hold on, Gary, wait 1 second.
Okay. But Elaine, what should we only got the check from Pres Hall.
Mhm.
We didn't get any names or addresses or emails or should we, and should we try to?
Yeah, I mean, if some of those,
Yeah.
anybody that wrote a check though, wrote it to the trust. They didn't write a check to Pres Hall. It was all like credit
Most-
card or something.
All of those would have either been cash or credit card. The other names we got were checks that they wrote directly to the housing trust.
I guess if there's any way Vanessa could let us know, otherwise,
Yeah, that's
you
what.
know, I think when you go to an event like that, you don't always,
No, I'm not talking about what's right. I'm talking about
Right.
what
we want to
would be
do,
useful for us to build a,
definitely. Right,
and that's actually where I was going with it, was at some point, maybe in the winter months,
Mhm.
we could get together and jointly input that into some kind of a database, all the thank yous we've done,
Mhm.
and see what we have by way of.
Yeah, and I'd almost love to, you know, we talked about a letter from the trust. I'd almost
Mhm.
love to compose just an informational
Yeah,
thank
that
you.
would be right. That would be wonderful.
All right,
Something like that.
Gary. What? All right, are you guys okay with my reading these names here?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering too, Elaine.
I think it's public information, donations,
Okay.
as long
But
as
if you-
somebody didn't say they wanted it to
All
be
right,
anonymous.
I have, in reference, Gary, to your particular question about Susan Spear.
You have her.
No, hold on.
Oh.
Oh, I just had it.
I don't want you to say the amount. I just want to know whether we,
I had one to Susan Spear and Ronald Janice.
right.
Okay, but that is a while ago.
So the one that we just received 2 checks
Okay,
that we deposited. So did you not get those?
I did not get those.
Shoot.
Gary, why don't you just email Richard? If it's a second thing is sent, that's no harm done.
Because there would be, Gary, there would be some time between that first thank you I sent Susan and this one.
This
Yeah.
would be within the last week or 2.
No.
Yeah.
I was,
Yeah, she made it in response to the Housing
The
Angels.
Housing Angels program. We're just trying to judge.
I think the one I had was in response to the tax insert.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
sure. So what we need to provide you is a list of the donors that we received checks from for the Housing Angels program, and you can check off and see whether or not you sent them a thank you.
Okay, yeah, I have some which I think were clearly Housing Angels because of the date.
Yeah. Okay, those come in electronically, unfortunately, Elaine, so I didn't have anything to copy.
Mhm.
That's why I was wondering.
Right, yeah,
Some of those came in electronically.
right. Yeah, and so does Miriam alert us to that? or-
I will try to go there today.
Okay. Gary, the reason I didn't deposit the checks, because, you know, I know that now up top they're keeping track of which number deposit it is on the form. The lovely young woman who's the assistant
I met her too, yeah, the
Yeah.
assistant treasurer.
treasurer, we're supposed to be numbering each deposit and they're going to keep track of it too. So I feel like leaving it, for you to do makes sense so that they're not.
Okay, I will try to go there today and do
Yeah.
that.
Gary and Elaine, just so I'm clear here. I did a bunch of these in batches of, I'm going to say approximately batches of 5. So since the last ones, which were not that long ago, last week, I guess,
Yeah.
I went and I got those pages. I did those. Now are you going to email me something, or do you want me to go to town hall and get copies from, what is it you want me to do in terms of getting the names and addresses? And
Why don't you, Richard, for the sake of simplicity, I have to go there anyway to do this deposit. And I don't know who those checks are from in terms of the actual person. Why don't I go and see if I can get a list of all the people that we deposited checks for in the month of August?
Okay.
From Treasury.
Okay.
And if I can, great, I will send that to you. If I can't, we'll get together and figure out an alternate plan.
All right.
I think Richard probably has most of them, except
I
for
think
maybe,
so too.
except for maybe the electronic ones that,
Right, I think so too.
yeah.
I have copies of those, Richard. I can just tell me if if you have your list there.
I do.
Okay, so, well, I'll read my wife, Robin Robinson.
Yes.
All right, so you have those. That was a half a dozen checks that were the ones that we actually collected that night.
Okay, so let me just do first names, Gary. That would be Robin, then David and Dale, Mary, Stephen, Lynn, Diane, Susan and Chip. Okay, those. And
You
then,
even have some that I don't have, so that may have been the.
Yeah, those were the few that I
Right,
deposited.
that Elaine deposited. Right.
okay, and then I got 2 from Elaine, a David and a Harriet.
Okay,
Those are my last 2 that I sent
so I
out.
think the only 2 we're missing are those the last 2 that came in, and we didn't actually have hard copy. We just got notified that we received them.
Okay,
So I'll look for those plus the 2 that are over there now. So theoretically 4. And then the question is whether we can get a list from Pres Hall, and I can ask.
okay. I want to say something about, circle back to what you 2 just said, because I know as this shifts over the trust, this is going to be a good piece of some good data. I have here a couple of old thumb drives that have lists that go back a number of years from when we were running off the letters,
Oh, terrific.
and all that. So if I get to go, if I get to go in mid-September to Vancouver, I will take my computer and I will take those thumb drives and I will, with Susanna, sit down, because she will streamline this for me and see if there's a way that we can, perhaps year by year, there's several years already done, and then I have perhaps 2 more years to input into some kind of system that will be what it'll be. It'll be, some kind of name, address, amount kind of thing. And we will have at that point a number of years. Now that will take a little while, but if I do it with her, it'll be more rational and a little bit more elegant than if I try to do it myself.
She might advise an Excel spreadsheet.
That's
Which would
what
be
they're on.
fine.
They're on Excel. The
Oh,
old
okay.
one.
because
The
you
old one.
can, I've just started learning to use it because of the Fleet Fund. And we now have a database of over 200 donors, and the smart young person on our board can sort them by date, by this, by that. You know, she was able to actually generate individually addressed letters, envelopes. I was impressed.
Yeah. So I will, now, all I'm saying is I will ask Susanna to help me piggyback on what I've already done on Excel and add to it. And it will at least be, here's what it will be. It will be a list of all the thank yous I have mailed.
Right.
Yeah. You know, whatever else is out there, I don't know, but that's what it will be.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, and what I would love the trust to do before the end of the year is identify this year's donors to the trust and send them a letter, just in case we missed anybody. They'll have something at the end of the year for tax purposes, if possible, if needed, or maybe we wait to, yeah, it's just so important to acknowledge. Thank you. Okay.
And I've now taken to putting the tax ID number. I write it in on the bottom of the.
Great.
Thank you.
Great.
Is there anything else that we have to cover today, Elaine?
Not in this area. I can just have a few announcements or things. Yeah.
I just have one other thing. I have to go in about 10 minutes.
Right.
So we have someone who's interested in making a donation of approximately 50,000, but they want to do it in cryptocurrency. So if I understand it correctly, Elaine, they bought crypto, whatever they are, dollars, crypto, whatever. And you know, they bought them when they were cheap and now they're expensive, just like if they had bought a stock. And so if they were to cash them in, they'd have to pay significant tax on it. And they are supportive of our effort. And they are people of wealth. So they said, well, this might be a way for us to both meet our needs and their needs.
Yeah.
So the question has come up, how do we accept that?
We certainly don't know.
I hope the hell you're not looking at me, Gary.
I don't know either. I've asked Harry, and he has punted. But you mentioned the fleet, and you said there was someone there who seemed to be knowledgeable about it.
Oh, yeah.
Could you ask?
Yeah, she works for Siemens Bank too. So.
Yeah. Oh, so ask if there's any method, because even if they, let's just say it was like a foreign currency. I mean, if they gave it to us in British pounds, we could convert it relatively easily using whatever conversion rate. So even if they gave us 50,000, you know, palookas, could we translate it into some number of dollars? Sure.
I'll definitely ask.
Given that size, it's probably worth some effort.
Oh, you bet. Yeah, definitely. All right, I will look into it.
Yes,
Gary, it's also worth the knowing the how-to.
Yes, we, for what it's worth, we've looked into it, and PayPal theoretically has a way, but we've been advised that's not a good way to go. And there is another way to do it, but it would require someone to set up a personal account, which I don't know whether that's viable for the housing trust or not. So.
Okay, that'll be interesting to look into.
Yes. And maybe it's a methodology we could use again with other people. So.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I just, any announcements I wanted to update people on? Richard, you won't be.
Can I just say one thing? I just wanted to mention to you two that at the last home consortium meeting that I went to, there was quite a discussion about some kind of approach to housing services, a regional housing services office, and for Barnstable County. And while some of them have to do with housing authorities that own properties, like monitoring and things like that. One of the things they were talking about doing was regionalizing and centralizing a process by which lotteries could be done.
Mhm.
So I just mentioned that to you because I know every time we go to, one of the programs like a buy down, a lottery is an important thing. So I just wanted, I'm going to stop right there because I know time is of the essence, but at least to let you know that that's in the wind. And the way it's being talked about now, and it is early days, is the, some kind of a membership
Fee.
thing, and then fee for service kind of thing. So let me stop there, but I just wanted you to know that.
Okay, well, Richard, I'll just update you on a couple of things that if you are interested, the developers are going to be presenting, a short thing on their proposals on Zoom on September 10th. It's a long morning. There's one at 10, one at 11:15, and one at 12:30. But if you're interested, you can tune in.
Okay.
I would assume it'll also be recorded, so it's probably a way to also look back. So Gary, we don't know how much we raised altogether from Housing Angels yet, right?
Not yet, but I'm guessing it's in the neighborhood of 15,000.
Yeah, been great.
Yeah.
Keeps producing.
We are talking about penciling it in for next year, and I believe there is an email coming to someone about the interest in doing it again next year. So if you,
He's all for it.
oh, terrific, then tell them we're on for August next year.
Yeah, and Richard, the CPA approved, our buy down request for what is now the December town meeting. So they were very supportive, even though, we had the caveat that 95 Lawrence may be looking for, a significant chunk of change. They were very supportive of the buy down. So that's it. That's what we have for today. We're going to keep working on the mission statement. MHP didn't like our mission statement. So we got to keep working on that.
I report, I'm sorry, Elaine.
That's it for me.
Two things. I have, because 95 Lawrence has sort of taken up a lot of effort and time, I put off the redesign of the website, but I do have it on my list to take up again at the end of this month. And the second thing is, we never did anything with Freeman Ave.
Right. Yeah, I think.
And we gave Harry, we gave Sarah. I think we're going to work on that, but I don't know whether we want to put that on the agenda for another meeting to really talk about how to move that forward.
Right. I think we should get it on a trust meeting too, because that's that's our bridge one between the housing authority and the trust.
Well, again, the problem there is that the town voted to move it to the housing authority, not the trust. So we'd have to put it in another town meeting for the trust to do it.
No. Okay. All righty. Well, thank you both for being available. I'm really sorry I missed posting in time. I'm just about to post all 4 of our next upcoming task force meetings, Gary. Since I'll be away, I don't want to miss anything. So I'll copy everybody on that.
Okay. Right. Safe travels, Elaine. And Richard, when are you planning to leave?
September 16th.
Richard, I just heard 2 days ago, someone last week tried to go into Canada who was fully vaccinated from Wellfleet, and they got to the border and they needed a test, and they had taken a test, but then they determined it was the wrong test and they weren't able to enter. So
I have the test scheduled for the 14th.
Right, it had to be 72 hours.
72 hours, and it's apparently the travel test. I'm gonna, there's a lot to verify. So
right, I was gonna say just make sure of that. But Elaine, October 7th, is that?
Yes, that will be our next meeting. Yeah, time is flying by.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right. A motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you all.
Second.
Be good. Stay safe.
Okay, take care, everybody.
Bye.
All right. Safe travels, Elaine.
I'm calling
Thank
that 3-0.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.